Laziness is not a quirk in your personality. It is a weakness you have fed so many times that it now moves faster than your will, pulling you toward the couch, the screen, and the endless scroll every time life demands a harder action. Every "I'll do it tomorrow" was another blow against your own honor, another moment where you trained your mind to choose comfort instead of the forge. That is why your life feels stuck in a quiet abyss. You wake up already negotiating with the alarm, drag yourself through the day, drown your frustration in cheap dopamine, and go to bed knowing you ran from the work that could have turned you into steel. No one sees this war, but you feel it. The gap between the man you pretend to be in your head and the man you actually are when it is time to move. For a samurai like Miyamoto Musashi, laziness was not a mood, it was a death sentence. He walked a path of solitude, discipline, and constant training, writing principles like those in the dojo and becoming a swordsman said to have gone undefeated in around 60 duels. If you do not learn to treat your laziness with the same brutality as an enemy to be killed, not negotiated with, you will keep living as a spectator in your own story instead of the warrior who shapes it. 1. Crush the illusion of "I'm just lazy." Laziness is not your identity, it is a habit loop. Your brain has been rewarded so many times for choosing the easy path that do nothing, now fires automatically whenever discomfort appears, which is exactly how habits form through repetition, cues, and rewards. Calling yourself a lazy person is just a way to hide from the truth. You have rehearsed weakness so many times that it became your default movement. Imagine a young samurai who keeps telling himself, "I'm just not a morning warrior." Every dawn, instead of rising to train, he stays under the blanket, watches the others drill with the sword and says, "That's just not who I am." In Musashi's world, that mentality would have been shattered by reality in the first real duel. A single moment of hesitation, one slow movement, and the blade of the enemy would decide his fate. The battlefield never accepted, "That's just my personality," as an excuse. From now on, you do not say, "I am lazy." You say, "I have trained myself to avoid pain, and I am retraining that pattern." Your first order for the next 7 days, every time you catch yourself thinking, "I'm just lazy," you correct it out loud and replace it with, "I am in training." You are not denying your weakness, you are dragging it into the forge. And once you accept that laziness is trained, you open the door to the next strike, rewriting your first move of the day. 2. Name and execute the first strike. Every day has a first strike, one decisive action that sets the direction of everything that follows. Right now, your first strike is often surrender, snoozing the alarm, opening social media in bed, mindlessly checking messages before your mind is even awake. Early morning behaviors tend to act as keystone habits that shape mood, focus, and later decisions far more than you realize. If your day begins in retreat, it will likely stay in retreat. Picture Musashi waking before sunrise in a cold, empty room, hand already reaching for the sword instead of for comfort. There is no debate, no inner committee meeting, no "how do I feel today?" Accounts of samurai training emphasize predetermined routines and relentless repetition, so the warrior's first movements require no hesitation or emotional negotiation. The first strike is decided the night before. The blade is within reach, the training ground is chosen, the sequence of movements is burned into his nervous system. Your modern first strike will not be drawing a katana, but it must feel just as non-negotiable. Choose one action that happens within the first 5 minutes after you leave the bed. Cold water on your face, dropping for push-ups, standing in a warrior stance, and breathing deeply while you review your mission for the day. Tonight, you decide exactly what that first strike is and prepare everything for it. Clothes placed, phone far, alarm out of reach. Tomorrow morning, you do not think, you execute. Once your day begins with a clean cut instead of a compromise, a new identity starts to form. And in the next discipline, you will turn your entire morning into a battlefield instead of a soft landing. 3. Turn your morning into a battlefield. Right now, your mornings are probably neutral territory. Slow, messy, half awake, filled with random inputs before you have even claimed the day. That neutrality is an illusion. Research on habit shows that the first 60-90 minutes act as a programming window for your emotional state, focus, and motivation, heavily influencing how much you procrastinate later. If you let laziness win here, it quietly dictates the rest of your decisions, and you spend the day trying to crawl out of a hole you dug yourself. Think of a samurai camp at dawn. The air is cold, the ground is hard, and there is no slow start. Warriors rise, clean their space, check their weapons, and move their bodies before the sun fully appears. Historical and modern depictions of samurai life describe early morning practice, austere environments, and silence used to sharpen awareness while others still sleep. For them, the morning was not a soft ramp, it was the first clash, a time to align body, mind, and blade with the coming conflict. Your modern battlefield is simpler, but just as lethal to laziness. Tomorrow, you will script the first 30-45 minutes of your day like a war ritual. No phone, no social media, no passive input. You wake, execute your first strike, then follow with 3 non-negotiables. Move your body, organize your environment, and look your mission in the eyes by reviewing your top 1 to 3 tasks. Prepare everything tonight. Clothes ready, water filled, space clean. When your feet touch the floor, you are no longer a man stumbling through the morning. You are a warrior entering the dojo. From this ground, the next step is clear. Redefine what you call comfort. 4. Make comfort your enemy territory. Laziness feeds on one thing, worship of comfort. Modern psychology shows that the brain prefers low-effort, familiar states because they cost less energy and deliver fast dopamine hits, like scrolling, binge-watching, or grazing on junk food. Over the years, you have trained your nervous system to see anything cold, tiring, uncertain, or demanding as danger, and anything instantly pleasurable as safety. The result? Your so-called comfort zone is a padded cell where nothing great happens. Musashi deliberately walked away from comforts that would soften him. Stories and commentary on his life describe solitary travel, harsh training environments, and a deliberate rejection of luxury so his edge would not dull. A samurai who seeks cushions instead of stone, praise instead of silence, ease instead of difficulty, walks into battle with a heavy arm and a soft spirit. For a warrior, comfort that weakens is not a reward, it is a trap. From now on, you will redraw that internal map. Take a piece of paper and divide it into 2 columns. The rust, comfort habits that weaken you, mindless scrolling, junk food, staying in bed too long. And the steel, discomforts that strengthen you, training when tired, cold showers, deep work when you don't feel like it. For the next 7 days, choose at least 1 item from rust to cut for 24 hours and 1 from steel to practice on purpose. Every time you feel the pull of useless comfort, say to yourself, this is enemy territory. And every time you step into strengthening discomfort, remind yourself, this is where my steel is forged. The next move is to lock this into a daily ritual you do not negotiate with. 5. Forge a non-negotiable daily ritual. Laziness loves empty space. The more open decisions you have in a day, the more chances your brain has to choose the weaker path. Research on habit formation shows that stable routines, even simple ones, reduce decision fatigue and make the right action almost automatic after enough repetitions. A man without ritual lives reacting. A man with ritual lives executing. Imagine a dojo where the training changes completely every day, with no sequence, no foundation, no repetition. The strikes never sink into the body, the feet never learn rhythm, the mind never relaxes inside discipline. Compare that to serious samurai training. The same cuts, same stances, same katas, repeated until the arm moves on its own, without inner debate. Musashi did not rely on inspiration. He relied on a daily process that crushed hesitation under the weight of repetition. Your task now is to choose a ritual of steel, a short daily block of 15-30 minutes that happens at the same time, no matter how you feel. It might be a sequence like this: 5 minutes of posture and breathing in silence, 10 minutes of intense physical movement, 10 minutes of deep work on a meaningful task with zero distractions. Write this ritual down, set the time, and treat it as a vow of honor. I do not break this block. For the next 30 days, you never ask if you will do it, only when. Laziness will try to negotiate. Your answer is the ritual you already decided. Once this block holds, you will be ready to use pain itself as proof that you are on the right path, not the wrong one. 6. Use pain as the samurai alarm clock. Most men treat pain as a stop sign. The moment something feels tiring, awkward, embarrassing, or uncomfortable, the brain screams danger and throws you back into old lazy loops. Neuroscience of procrastination shows that people often delay tasks, not because of time, but because they want to avoid the negative emotions associated with effort, fear of failure, or boredom. The pattern is simple. Everything that could make you stronger hurts, so you run. Everything that keeps you weak soothes, so you stay. A samurai did not have this psychological luxury. Pain in training, cold, hunger, fatigue, these were part of the price of honor, not reasons to sit down. Writings on samurai mentality and Bushido emphasize that courage is moving forward despite fear, and discipline is acting despite discomfort. Picture Musashi feeling his arm burn after hundreds of repeated cuts. For a civilian, that pain is a signal to stop. For him, it is the alarm that says, now the real training begins. You will adopt the same brutal rule. Functional pain becomes your new alarm clock, not your off switch. The next time you feel resistance to start a workout, study, deep work, or to say no to a vice, use this sentence as a code. If it hurts but makes me stronger, it's a green light. If the pain is destructive, injury, extreme exhaustion, you pull back. If it is the sting of growth, effort stretching your limits, mental friction, you push for one more minute, one more page, one more rep. Laziness dies a little every time you walk through a small doorway of chosen pain. And once you see that clearly, you are ready to attack its main accomplice, distraction. 7. Kill distraction. Before it draws its blade, laziness rarely shows up as I am doing nothing. Today, it hides behind constant distraction. Notifications, social media, short videos, endless tabs, anything that keeps your mind busy while your life stays stuck. Research on procrastination and dopamine shows that these tiny instant rewards hijack your brain's motivation system, making meaningful tasks feel dull and harder to start. You are not just lazy, you are being trained every day to crave shallow stimulation and reject deep effort. Imagine a samurai walking into battle with 10 people shouting in his ear, throwing pebbles at him, pulling his clothes and shoving him while he tries to draw his sword. It is absurd, yet this is exactly how you try to work or study. Phone on the desk, notifications on, entertainment tabs open, and your attention sliced into fragments. A warrior who allows that level of noise does not die for lack of skill, but for lack of focus. Accounts of samurai mindset highlight clarity, presence, and the quick cutting away of anything that does not serve the mission. Your order now is simple and ruthless. Disarm distraction before you enter combat. Before any work or study block, you apply the clean blade rule. Phone out of sight, notifications off, only the task at hand open on your screen. Set a timer for 25-50 minutes of total focus with short breaks in between. During that time, Any urge to just check something quickly is treated as an enemy drawing a blade. You notice it, breathe, and return to the task. Each completed block is a concrete victory against laziness in disguise. And the more you win in silence, the more you will feel the need for another samurai element, deliberate solitude. 8. Walk alone. So your will grows heavy. Laziness loves an audience. As long as you are constantly surrounded by noise, group chats, feeds, opinions, your will never has to grow heavy enough to stand on its own. Part of samurai strength came from long stretches of solitude, used to train body and mind away from social distraction. Commentary on Musashi and samurai culture describes intentional withdrawal, meditation, and walking alone as ways to see reality clearly and make decisions without needing approval. Picture Musashi training alone on a bridge in the fog, hearing only his footsteps in the river. There is no like button, no applause, no external validation. There is only him, the blade, and the next movement. That solitude is not social avoidance. It is a laboratory of strength. A man who cannot stand being alone with his thoughts seeks constant entertainment, so he does not have to face his weakness. A samurai who chooses solitude turns that silence into an inner dojo. You will start small, but seriously. Choose a daily block of 15-30 minutes of total solitude. No phone, no music, no conversation. It can be a walk alone, sitting on a bench, or standing at home in an aligned posture, just breathing and watching your thoughts. Use this time for two things. Review your day with brutal honesty, where you were steel, where you were rust, and quietly state who you are becoming. At first, your mind will scream for distraction. That is laziness trying to escape the mirror. Stay. Endure. Every minute you endure that silence adds weight to your will. With a heavier will, you are ready for more than isolated days. You are ready for a full 66-day war campaign against your own weakness. 9. Turn 66 days into your personal war campaign. You will not destroy laziness in a weekend. Your brain has been wired over years, and evidence from real-world habit studies shows that new automatic behaviors take on average about 2 months, roughly 59-66 days, to solidify, with a wide range from a few weeks to many months, depending on the person and the habit. That is not a reason to be discouraged. It is the opposite. Now you have a war number. It is not magic. It is a campaign. Think of Musashi not as a myth, but as a man who lived through a long sequence of practice, travels, and duels. Accounts suggest around 60 confirmed duels over his life, which built his reputation as an undefeated swordsman. Each duel was not just a fight. It was another hammer blow on the identity of a warrior who does not retreat. If you compress that logic into a modern plan, 66 days become your own series of duels. Not against swordsmen, but against your laziness habits day after day, until acting feels more natural than running. Your next step is to formally declare your 66-day campaign. Choose a minimal set of steel behaviors, your morning first strike, your daily ritual of steel, your main distraction cuts. On a 66-day calendar, mark each successful day with a heavy X. Research on habit formation indicates that missing occasionally does not destroy the process if you get back on track quickly, but consistency over weeks matters far more than perfection. The rule is simple. You never miss 2 days in a row. At the end, you will not just have done things, you will have shown your brain with hard evidence that you can endure 2 months of war without crawling back to the weak man you were. Then the final step is to become the kind of man who simply does not stop. 10. Become the man who does not stop. Laziness dies when you abandon the fantasy of perfection and commit to continuity. Habit research shows that people who treat lapses as part of the process and return quickly to their routine build far stronger habits than those who demand perfection and quit after the first failure. In other words, the man who wins is not the one who never fails. It is the one who refuses to turn a failure into his identity. Look at Musashi's entire life as a symbol of this. He did not become a sword saint from one flawless year of focus, but from decades of practice, study, reflection, and combat that refined his discipline. There were bad days, injuries, fatigue, uncertainty. What separates him from a common fighter is not the absence of setbacks, but the fact that he never froze inside them. He kept training, kept adjusting, kept moving. A man who keeps moving, even wounded, is more dangerous than a perfect man who stops. You will adopt one simple and brutal identity: I am the man who does not stop. This does not mean you never rest. It means you never abandon the forge. If today you fail your ritual, tomorrow you return. If one day you give in to distraction, the next day is cleaner and stricter. Write this sentence somewhere you see daily and repeat it quietly when laziness whispers that it's over anyway. When someone asks what you're doing with these strange 66-day habits, your answer is short: I'm turning myself into steel. And to make that more than a pretty phrase, you will need a full war map, not just scattered tactics. You began this path trapped in a silent loop, waking up tired, negotiating with the alarm, hiding in weak comfort, and going to bed with the sick feeling that you could have been far stronger. Through these 10 samurai principles, you saw that laziness is not a curse but a structure. The label of "I'm just lazy," the wrong first strike, mornings with no battle, comfort treated as safety, no ritual, fear of pain, weaponized distraction, fear of solitude, and the absence of a clear 66-day campaign. Each topic was a strike against that mediocre architecture. Now the choice is naked. Either you apply this or you remain the same man, talking about potential while rust keeps eating through your blade. Nothing changes if this stays as good ideas. Your first strike, your morning battlefield, your war on comfort, your ritual of steel, your use of pain, your execution blocks without distraction, your chosen solitude, and your 66-day campaign must leave the screen and enter your physical routine. If you move, the coming weeks will be hard but liberating. If you refuse to move, no one is coming to pull you out of this abyss. And if, hearing this, you feel you want more than scattered tactics, if you want a complete 66-day map, day by day, phase by phase, that is exactly why the ebook 66 Days of Steel, the samurai method to forge absolute discipline, exists. Inside, you have the contract of honor you sign on day 1, the fire, hammer, and polish phases that organize your energy over the weeks, the rust and steel lists, daily katas, the battle journal, dopamine rules, and the day 66 rite of passage that closes this war. If you are serious about becoming unstoppable, the next step is not another motivational video. It is entering those 66 days in the forge with a clear protocol. The link is in the pinned comment. Get your map, sign your contract tonight, and let tomorrow be the first day your blade finally starts cutting your laziness in half.